guys, it's Whisper Mixer. This is the first video that I've made in almost 6 years. The last video I put out was in October 2013, and even that video was a video I had made several years previous. I'd somehow managed to misplace it, and in 2013 I found it on an external hard disk, so I uploaded it. So it's been more than 6 years since I made a new video. A lot has changed in that time. When I last made a video, this was called the Whisper community. Now it is the ASMR community, and the number of people making videos has skyrocketed. I think when I made my first video, there was definitely under 100 people making Whisper videos. That's kind of why I stopped making them, to be honest, because everybody was making them, there was no need, and they all had far better setups than I did. I'm actually blown away that people were still checking my channel to see if I was still around. I know the dummy has posted several times over the last few years asking for me to make new videos, so this video is thanks to him. I was supposed to be making a video on how to make your own DIY 3DO mic, but the components are taking a while to arrive. I think some of them are coming from China, so it might be weeks before I could even start that video. But I thought I would post something in the meantime. I'm kind of struggling for video ideas, unless I get that mic working. There's a very high likelihood that it may not work. I've been researching DIY binaural mics, and the quality that I'm aiming for the price range is going to be pretty difficult to make, I think. I'll certainly give it a go, but the video I'm going to be making isn't really going to be a tutorial at first. I'm just going to make a video of me figuring everything out, and then if it works and it's worth showing people, I will record a second video making another one, and that one will be a more comprehensive how-to video. Other than that, I don't really have anything planned, so if anyone's still watching these videos and they have ideas, then just let me know. I did kind of consider taking some of Whisper Crystal's old videos and trying to re-edit them to be more binaural. Obviously, I wouldn't take another YouTuber's videos, but I have a feeling Whisper Crystal won't be back. She was my all-time favourite whisperer, and she seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. Nobody's heard from her in years, 7 years I think at this point. I have to imagine if she was going to leave by choice, then she would have left and she would have said goodbye at least. I know that I spoke to her outside of YouTube a few times, and those methods of contacting her have been inactive for that time as well, Skype and whatnot. So I thought making a new Whisper Crystal video might be a good idea. Hopefully, if I make it, then she'll copy strike me, so at least we know she's alive and well. Other than that, I think once I get my binaural mic set up, I will probably just do the kind of box standard videos. Cranial nerve exam and whatnot. But yeah, I'm probably going to rely on people giving me suggestions and stuff, because I am not that creative. I'm very good at fixing things, not very good at making things. This is why I also struggle to make videos. It's only been 5 minutes and already I have completely blanked on anything to talk about. I suppose I could talk about what's happened to me since I last uploaded a video. I should probably go back and listen to my last videos so I know what I talked about, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. I think back in 2013 I still worked at the scrapyard. Since then, I have become an IT technician, which is the job I went to college to train for. And I've been doing that since 2014. I'm really enjoying it. It's my ideal type of job. I fix things all day, every day. And because the company I work for covers such a large area, I'm rarely ever in the same place doing the same thing on any 2 days combined. One day I can be on one side of the island looking at microwave links. The next day I might be at the very other end of the island looking at somebody's monitor. So it doesn't get very repetitive, which is a massive bonus because that's what I struggled with in my previous jobs. Just mind-numbing boredom. Not to mention the guys I work with they're all a good laugh, which makes your working day a lot easier if you at least enjoy being there and talking to your co-workers. I've passed my driving test since my last video. I think that was in 2014 also. Gone through a few cars since then. Not all of them good. I moved house. I moved into a absolutely knackered old house, and most of my spare time since then has been spent trying to fix this place up. I genuinely think it would have been quicker just to burn the place down and start again, but I've kind of hit that point where I've put so much time and money into it that it wouldn't be worth doing that now. I think this house originally is over 150 years old for sure. It was the ruins of an old croft house that somebody rebuilt in 1914, I think. Maybe not quite as late as that. It was built during the First World War because there was quite a shortage on building materials, so a lot of the stuff they used to build this house is repurposed materials from other things, like the roof of this house. The floorboards of this house were the roof of an old house before that. When I took the floorboards up to re-level the floor, then the underside of the floor was tarred. I initially thought it was some type of moisture barrier that they used, but the tongue and groove was broken on quite a lot of the boards, so I believe they stripped that off an old roof and reused it for flooring, which is pretty good recycling, to be honest. Other things like the concrete sections of the house, they obviously struggled to get hold of the concrete, etc. that they needed, so a lot of it is filled in with, like my bathroom walls have old red brick thrown in just randomly to make up the volume, which it worked. It's still standing. A lot of newer houses have been built and fallen down in that time, so I guess they did it right. The major work on this house was the roof. It's the original roof, and it has seen better days. One section of it actually, it didn't quite fall in, but if a strong enough gust of wind had hit it, it would have fallen in. It's actually lucky that I discovered it when I did, because if I had left it, it would have been probably a disaster. had a friend coming to stay, coming over from America actually to stay, and I thought I would redecorate my living room because at that time I didn't have a spare bedroom for them to stay in, so they were going to be staying in the living room on the couch. And I noticed when I moved one of my chairs away from the wall that there was a big damp spot, like a kind of moldy spot on the wall. So I thought, okay, that's weird. So I'll just replace that. And when I took the plasterboard down, there was lots of rotten wood just lying behind there. It wasn't part of the wall as far as I could tell. So I took the plasterboard down and cleared all that out. And there's about 1.5 feet of cavity, like just open void behind the plasterboard. And I stuck my head in there and looked up, and I saw daylight. And it was extremely confusing because that shouldn't have been the case. And it turns out that behind the wall upstairs, the roof had actually rotted to the point where parts had fallen in. That's what all the rotten wood lying behind the wall was. And from the bedroom you couldn't tell. It looked fine. But obviously, after I tore down all the plasterboard upstairs to look at the roof, it became pretty apparent that it was very, very close to just falling down. I mean, you could grab the wood and rip it off with your hands. It was that bad. So, not that long after moving in here, I think maybe a year after I moved in, I discovered that. And bearing in mind, I hadn't expected to be having to do this much work before my friend arrived from America. So I think I had maybe 2 weeks. So in that 2 weeks that I had set aside for painting and doing a little bit of joinery, I ended up having to replace the whole roof of my house and do the decorating. It was probably the busiest 2 weeks of my life. I didn't get much sleep. And actually, I had a wedding to go to in the middle of all that. I was best man at a wedding that I had to travel about 100 miles to, so halfway through this work, I had to drop everything I was doing and take a ferry to the next island to go to this wedding, and as soon as it finished, jump back on the ferry and come back. I ended up getting most of it done. I at least got it to the point where my friend could stay without being in a building site, but he's kind of a cool guy, he's not that fussed, so he actually offered to help, which if I had known before he arrived, I might have put him to good use, but he enjoyed his time here anyway. I'm actually supposed to be going over to visit him this year, but because this house has turned into such a project, I've not really had any spare money. It is kind of coming to an end now, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford it. I probably could if I was a bit more irresponsible with my money, but there's always next year. What else has happened? Not a lot, really. I did think about doing some gaming videos over the last few years, but Minecraft is really one of the only games that works well with ASMR because it's so slow paced. The games I play nowadays, I don't imagine they'd be too enjoyable to relax to. Like, my main one right now is Rocket League. I've been playing that for years, but it's a very fast game. I'm not very relaxed when I play it, so I don't imagine I'd make a very relaxing video. I did always plan on making a Halo video, but I don't really want to play it anymore. I've played it to death, pretty much. Well, that's not true, really. I'm just kind of tired of it serious now. Me and my friends got back into it maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and we played it every day for quite a spell of time, and I'm kind of burned out on it again. I did at one point think of doing a run through of all the Master Chief Halo games from start to finish for charity. But then I realized it would literally take maybe 2 days to do Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I probably would do Reach as well. So I think by the time I got to the last game, I would have been awake for days, and I don't imagine that many people would want to watch that anyway. But yeah, I've kind of rambled on enough for my comeback video. Hopefully these components will arrive in the next week or so, and I can get to making the video I originally planned to make. It might have to be a several part video because it's going to be a lot of trial and error. I don't know how much of that I'm actually going to include in the videos. I actually still need to find out if my camera is going to be suitable or not. It's just the Logitech 1080p webcam, but it really struggles to focus. It's really meant for just sitting in front of it at a set distance. The autofocus doesn't keep up very well if you're trying to show things to the camera. It's basically going to be trial and error. If there's enough interest in the videos, I may invest in a better camera, but I don't really want to be spending this much on making videos, unless it's going to be benefiting enough people. It sounds kind of terrible. I'll only buy a camera if I get enough views, but that's not really what I mean. I also need to, the way I used to make videos, in fact the way that everyone used to make Whisper videos, was that they would just have a static picture and the audio, which doesn't really fly anymore if you go by everyone else's ASMR videos. So I need to find a space where I can record videos for like cranial nerve exam videos and things like that, where there's like a physical element to it. But yeah, hopefully I can get a decent setup and carry on making videos. But yeah, for everyone who's stuck around for the 6 years of silence, I thank you, and hopefully you enjoy whatever videos I make in the near future. Catch you guys later.